Start with Pete Sweeney. Go ahead, Pete.
Good morning, Chris. Now that you guys have been practicing for a few weeks here, I was wondering what you think in the defense this year and what has maybe shown you that it can be even better than last year.
Day in, day out, man. Competing with one of the best offenses in the league. When we're able to go on that field and compete with those guys, the sky's the limit for us. You know, with all the weapons they have and that dynamic offense that they're able to score at any time in the game. So, competing with those guys are elevating us as a defense.
Let's go to Seren Petra. Go ahead, Seren.
Chris, Coach Spags was just talking about, working against your offense. Obviously, a lot of throwing the ball, right? How do you get ready to play the run? You know, when your team doesn't really hunker down, you know, if you're going to play at Tennessee, if you're going to play something like that, what's the process you guys go through to be ready for a team that might just come and try to run right at you?
Well, we have a lot of drills that's designed for the run, and our coach Brandon Daly does a very good job on getting us run fits. And Coach Reed implement 9-on-7, which is a run fit period, and throughout practice we work on run fits.
Let's go to Robert Rimson. Go ahead, Robert.
Hey, Chris. Happy Kobe Day, by the way. So you mentioned, not mentioned, but you tweeted out that you like the fact that the Chiefs were bringing in fans this year. Do you feel like you guys have an advantage with some other teams not having fans in the stadiums this year?
Yeah, of course we do, man. Kansas City, we have some of the best fans in the world. It was nice to see them out there the other day. We was able to go on the field and have those out there and have their attendance. And we look forward to having them during the season, man. That's a huge part of Kansas City. It's a huge part of who we are. And I'm thankful that we can have them.
I think Seren had a follow-up. Let's go back to Seren real quick. Go ahead, Seren.
On that front, you talked about the different things that you do, the different run fits and everything. Is there a mindset to play and run defense, right? And is that something that's hard to get? Like, I know this training camp's been unique for everybody involved, right, with the ramp up period and everything. But if you don't play that kind of physical style, is it hard to get yourself up for it? Does it take a little time when you find yourself in a game like that to kind of ramp yourself up into that kind of one-on-one style?
They make it clear on this defense. Spags set the standard on this defense. The first thing we rely on is stopping the run and forcing them in passing situations. And it's a huge part of who we are and what we're trying to establish here as a defense. And that's mainly stopping the run and third down, let it loose.
Let's go to Herbie. Go ahead, Herbie.
Hey, Chris, I'm curious on how you approach the offseason. How much time do you spend breaking down tape of yourself as part of a self-evaluation process to see how you can better some of your moves and maybe even looking at some of the offensive linemen that you go against to give you that edge?
This offseason was a little different, man. I had a surplus of time to do a lot of things that I normally don't get to do, and watching film was one of those. I had so much time that I just sat around the house and just watch film and trained every day in and day out. And I was fortunate enough to have the team iPad and was able to watch film a lot and catch up on some things that, mainly I wouldn't be able to see through OTAs or training camp. And I'm very fortunate of the off time that we had.
Go to Nate Taylor. Go ahead, Nate.
Hey, Chris, we've talked about Willie Gay and what he can do for the defense. I'm just wondering from your vantage point on the practice field or maybe watching film of practice, just what you've seen from Willie that gives you confidence that he can maybe help you guys out early this season.
He's a special kid. He just got to keep it up. Just keep competing day in and day out and keep striving. He's young. He's a Mississippi State Bulldog, which I love. But he just got to keep at it.
Let's go to Pete Sweeney. Go ahead, Pete.
Hey, Chris. I had remembered the season before that you ended up exploding for 15.5 sacks. You expressed that you wanted to lead the league in sacks. And I know that you haven't been afraid this year to say, okay, the goal is Defensive Player of the Year. I'm just curious, in your own words, why you feel that you're capable of being the top defensive player in the league.
Well, that's something I've always done throughout my career, set my standards high as a player and try to incorporate it with my team. If I'm the best defensive player in the league, then I'm obviously doing well for my team and helping my team be one of the best defensive in the league. And that's my main goal throughout year in and year out, is to exert myself to be the best. And, that's just one of my goals right now, to be the best as I can be, or be the best defensive player in this league.
Got time for two more. Let's go Sam and then Steve. Go ahead, Sam.
Hey, Chris. Kind of an offbeat question, but the Super Bowl logo that's actually up at the practice facility, I'm wondering if you made a special point to pay attention to that, and if you think about what it's going to be like to see some other sort of mementos from the Super Bowl, such as getting your ring and seeing the banner drop as well.
That's special, man. Took 50 years to get it, man. 50 years. And, when you look at it, it makes you want to reach that goal again. When you see that you was able to accomplish that and all the hard work you put in last year, it makes you want to do it even again this year. You got that hunger even more. So for me, it's a little bit of motivation for me. It makes me want to reach that goal again.
Let's go to Steve for the last one. Go ahead, Steve.
Hey, Chris, going up against Pat every day and his ability to extend plays and the defense having to keep going and make it extended. So talking about how does that help you from a conditioning standpoint? And secondly, there has been some talk about D linemen and O linemen across the league wearing the special face mask for COVID. Have you seen that and heard about that? And is that something that you're open to?
Yeah. To hit your point on the face mask, I mean, whatever the league incorporate that here to help and protect the players from COVID, I'm all for it. Safety is first, and we was fortunate enough to make protocols to play this game. So whatever they incorporate for us to wear, then I'm all for it. And not just only Pat, man. You got those guys on offense. You got a lot of dynamic guys. You got Travis Kelce. Clyde, you got Sammy Watkins, Tyreek Hill, McCole Hardman, just going against that offense day in and day out. It's a challenge. And you got to mentally and physically prepare you to be ready for Thursday night. It gets you in shape because Andy Reid runs one of the hardest training camps in the league, and it's up tempo. So it forces you to get in shape and forces you to compete.